Now we want you to take a look at this. KSAT cameras captured the moment that the woman accused of stealing $100 million from the U.S. Army was leaving the federal courthouse.
A San Antonio woman is indicted after she allegedly stole more than $100 million in Army funds.
A military employee allegedly stole $100 million from a youth program.
Let's talk about how this con artist conned the Army for
$100 million.
A Texas woman faces nearly 150 years in prison after she defrauded the U.S. Army out of $100 million, allegedly using the funds to purchase over 30 homes, luxury cars, jewelry through the 7-year-long scheme. Wow. Now, before we read the rest of the article, my boy Ian Corzine let you know how the whole scheme worked in 30 seconds. Check it out.
First, get a civilian job in the Army, preferably in the finance department. Second, create a business entity. I'll show you how to do this later. Janet's business was called the Child Health and Youth Lifelong Development. In other words, child. Then use your boss's signature to sign off and pay invoices to your business. In Janet's case, you do this in incremental amounts over 6 years, and you're a 100 millionaire.
So, as you heard Ian just say, Janet did exactly that. She got a job at the Army working as a civilian financial program manager at Fort Sam, Houston. And she hatched a plan in 2016 to create a business titled Child Health and Youth Lifelong Development. Child. So she would siphon funds she received from the Army to herself. So Mello allegedly stole more than $100 million in Army funds by regularly submitting fraudulent paperwork that indicated an entity she controlled, Child Health and Youth Lifelong Development. Child was entitled to receive funds from the Army. Mello claimed that Child provided services to military members and their families, when in reality, Child did not provide any services. The indictment charges that Mello instead used the funds to buy millions of dollars in jewelry, clothing, vehicles, and real estate. Additionally, Mello is alleged to have falsified the digital signature of one of her supervisors on multiple occasions. So you might be asking, how did Mello get caught? Well, the Internal Revenue Service flagged Mello's suspicious behavior when she included it in her personal tax returns in 2017. She reported $483 worth of profit and $2,152 in revenue, the outlet added. Since 2017, she hasn't filed a tax return for Child. So if you're like me, like, what the hell is she doing with all that money? Well, Mello earned $129,000 in 2022, purchased 31 different real estate properties in Colorado, Maryland, New Mexico, Texas, and Washington. Well, she was living it up. And among her purchases, a 1966 Ford Mustang, not the one picture. Wow, that's crazy. One property was valued at $3.1 million, an 8-bed, 12-bath mansion in Preston, Maryland, with 55 garage spaces on 58 acres, according to the outlet. That's crazy. Yo, she just was like balling out. Well, I'm saying if they just give you $100 million, but after 6 years, like, she didn't think she was going to get caught. She didn't think somebody's going to be like, yo, you know, we've spent $100 million on this Child thing. We at least should look to see make sure it's going on this time. Like, this is crazy. Another property she added to her portfolio was a $2.3 million home in Castle Rock, Colorado, with 4 bedrooms, 6 baths on 35 acres. Yeah, she knew what to do. She was like, yo, I'm gonna take this money and I'm gonna live it up. I'm gonna have places in Maryland, Colorado, and she's only reporting $400 on her tax return. Didn't she think somebody's gonna be like, why is she buying all these $1 million homes and only has $400 worth of income on her taxes? It doesn't make no sense. Along with the massive amount of real estate she was buying, which is like crazy, Mello also splurged and purchased 78 vehicles. So she got 78 cars. Oh, this is the Lord was funding a lifestyle. She built a fleet of motorbikes, which included 16 Harley Davidson motorcycles, 5 Trumpets, 4 Ducatis, 2 BMWs, and a 1955 Ferrari Fritella. Woof! 165 racer. Wow. All this beautiful jewelry. She allegedly also purchased a 2018 Maserati Gran Turismo, a 1954 Chevy Corvette, a 1966 Ford Mustang, 5 Mercedes-Benz, and 2 Aston Martins, according to the Messenger. Yo, I gotta say one thing. This woman knows how to shop. Now, authorities seized over $18 million in cash from 6 different accounts, all connected to Mello. She was a baller. She was a baller with taxpayer money. And it shows you how much money the government has, because they wouldn't have even caught it if the IRS didn't catch up. It wasn't even the Army that caught it. It was the IRS. So thanks to the good people at the IRS, she was caught and indicted. She was charged with 5 counts of mail fraud, 4 counts of engaging in monetary transactions over $10,000 using criminally derived proceeds, and 1 count of aggravated identity theft. Maybe that's from taking her supervisor's signature. Here is the news report about what happened.
And a San Antonio woman is indicted after she allegedly stole more than $100 million in Army funds from Fort Sam Houston. A federal grand jury returned the indictment today. Janet Yamanaka Mello reportedly stole the funds while working as a civilian financial program manager at the post.
Feds say that she took money that was supposed to go to military members and their families and instead used that money to buy clothes, jewelry, cars, homes, and she allegedly did it while managing a financial program at Fort Sam Houston.
100 million, 7 years. What if she stopped in year 6? Could she have gotten away with it? She stole enough money. And let's be frank, there are countries that will not extradite an American unless it is a violent crime. She stole enough money to hop, skip, and jump to a non-extradition country. Okay? She could have gotten away with it, which is another part of the insanity of this whole thing.
All right, so this is where the case is at now. She's at the U.S. District Court of the Western District of Texas. They got a June 19th deadline to either strike a deal or go into jury selection, and the trial is supposed to begin on February 12th, which is a couple of days from now. So we will see. If found guilty, we're looking at 142 years, but let's just be honest, that's the ultimate max. This is a serious crime, no doubt about it, but I don't think she's getting 142 years. 5 is probably like the worst I think they'll give her. Don't get me wrong, this is a lot of money, but oof, and over what? Yeah, over 7 years. So, but she's looking at doing some serious time in the pen. She's, and restitution. So I don't think she's going to avoid jail time with this. But how much jail time are we talking about? I honestly think a dime. It's probably, it may be in the ballpark of a dime because, it's the Army, it's just stealing money for so many years, fraudulent impersonation. They want to send a message. So, yeah, I think we're looking at something from 5 to 10. 5 to 10 would be good. It seems to me the government has her by the balls. If she was a guy, they would have her by the balls. And the government just generally doesn't bring cases like this unless they're going to win. What's the government's win rate? All right, so since we have the internet, I just went to Pew Research Center and asked them that question, and it says fewer than 1% of federal criminal defendants are acquitted in 2022. So you're looking at a plus 90% conviction rate. So 9 out of 10, if I'm being generous. So there's a 1 out of 10 shot she's going to get off. And because essentially, and this is a paper case too, they got all the paperwork and all that stuff. So she's going to jail. So again, I'm thinking the strength of this case is big time. It all depends on how the state wants to play it. But yeah, I'm seeing a minimum of 5 years here, guys. Let me know in the comment section if you think I'm right. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and do all that great YouTube stuff. My name is It the Lawyer, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.